Hey you guys, it's Megan. So today I'm going to do a get ready with me. I have you on this like really janky ass tripod. You're on a Nike box and a tissue box. I was just too lazy to set up my tripod. That's all the excuses that I have. But I am going to do my current favorite look, which is pretty much all rediscovered favorites. So stuff that I had in my collection that I used to love a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, years ago, and I rediscovered them and I love them better than ever. So this is just a really easy look that I, first of all, love to do for work, but it's also nice as just like, it makes your skin glowy and it gives your eyes like this beautiful, beautiful shimmer to them. Like, I'm so glad I rediscovered the Burberry Shell eyeshadow. I have hardly used this since I bought it like years ago, and I'm so glad that I rediscovered it because it's absolutely gorgeous. So I always start with my eyes, and in that little Marc Jacobs I got a palette from INFLUENSTER, which I'm gonna do a subsequent get ready with me using that once I figure out a look that I really like with it. It came with this Undercover Perfecting Coconut Eye Primer, and this is what like the packaging looks like. And I'm almost done with this sample, so I have been using it all week, and I can honestly tell you this is like the best eye primer I've ever used. The thing is that it's very thick. Like when you get it on your finger and then you're spreading it, it's like creamy, but it's dry. So that makes it a little bit difficult to blend, but you definitely don't need very much, and it's very, very effective. Like my eyeshadow, I apply at like 7 in the morning, and sometimes I'll remove my makeup right when I get home at like 5:30, but sometimes I'll leave it on until pretty much like 9 o'clock, and my eyeshadows still are not creased, and I'm not using a cream shadow at the moment. I'm just using this to test it out, and holy shit, you guys, it's so good. So I've been extremely impressed with this eye primer, and I don't know the price point. I would assume, being Marc Jacobs, it's probably like $30 or so, but I would personally check it out because it's really amazing. And if you get one of those little new palettes, I can show you the palette that I got. It's the Editorial. The packaging is so sleek and sexy, and these are the colors. I also like the one that's like all neutrals and then it has like a cranberry color. That looks really good. So if you get any of these iconic palettes, that eye primer should come in it, and definitely try it out because it's amazing. But the eyeshadows that I've been doing, it's just a 2 eyeshadow look. I have this little Z palette with MAC shadows in it, and I've been using the shade Kid from MAC, which is a discontinued shade, but Wedge is pretty similar to it. It's just like a neutral matte light brown. You can see it in my palette next to Soft Brown. So this is Soft Brown and this is Kid, and Soft Brown is much warmer. Like you can tell it's like an orange compared to Kid. So I've just been using Kid in my crease, and the brush, all the brushes pretty much that I'm using in this look are also rediscovered favorites. This is a tried and true brush. I love this brush. It's just a Sonia Kashuk blending brush. And I remember buying this in college and like really needing a blending brush because I was watching so many makeup tutorials and I did not have a brush like this that could actually blend edges and stuff. And I didn't want to buy like the MAC whatever $30 brush that this is comparable to. So I found this at Target, and it's honestly one of the best brushes. So what I do with this color is I just put it in my crease and then just do windshield wiper motions, focusing the majority in like the deepest part of my crease, but I do want it like blended a little up and out. but I'm not putting any on the lid because what's great about the eye primer is because it's a little bit dry and creamy, it like sticks the eyeshadow to it but still allows you to blend. It's a very interesting formula and texture. Like usually if this brush is shedding though, you're not making yourself look too good right now, but usually if a base is like sticky you can't blend, but these shadows blend just fine even with the sticky base. So that's all I do for the crease. And then I take the gorgeous Burberry Shell eyeshadow, which is their glow formula. It's like everyone says the gelée formula. And the Rediscovered brush that I use with this is the Wayne Goss number 6, which is pretty much like a MAC 217 but flatter. And way more expensive and way more fancy. But I just take a little bit on the flat part of the brush and I just slap it all over the lid and into my inner corner. And I don't worry so much about like, oh no, it's like up in my crease or something. I literally just like swipe it on. And you guys will be so impressed. I get up so early for work now. It's like, who even am I? I'm like an adult now, like waking up early, showering in the mornings, doing makeup and stuff, like eating breakfast before work. I'm a new person. I can't even explain it. So literally, that's all I do for eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll go back and maybe add a little of my crease or something, or just blend it a little bit to make sure there's no harsh lines. But that's like, for eyeshadow, that's all I do. And what's great about this, and I don't know if you can tell, but as the day goes on, the shimmer stays and it just looks like this incredible glistening effect on your lids. It is gorgeous. So then I am a liner addict, and the liner that I've loved for almost a full year and it's still going strong, like this just blows my mind, is the Tarte So Fine eyeliner. And it's a super small tip. It's like the smallest tip ever. And it's one of those like felt tips, but it hasn't got messed up. Like it's not bent. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect still. And so I just do a little like line. Oh, you know what I like about this eyeshadow? It's kind of like a wet look without being like you're not putting Vaseline or something on your eyes. Like it just looks really cool. So pretty much I just do a line at my lash line and try not to make it too thick. Like that's the biggest problem. And I do it thin towards the inner corner. And sometimes it looks a little messed up, but we can fix it. And I don't do a wing or anything right now. I literally just line it and make it thicker on the outer edge. Okay, so I went a little thick in my inner corner, but we'll let that dry and we can fix it at the end. So don't worry, but this eyeliner is so good if you just like a thinnish line. Really, really nice. Okay, then on to face makeup. So what I learned is not to put my Burt's Bees on like when I start my makeup, because I like to blend my foundation kind of over my lips and I don't want my lip balm to like smear all over my face, you know? So I don't put that on when I am starting my makeup. But what I rediscovered are two amazing rediscoveries. So I've been absolutely obsessed with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. Holy God on like high. This is amazing. This is in 2-1 Classic Ivory, which is the lightest shade. I would definitely say this isn't extremely light, but it's perfect for my skin tone right now. And I'm almost out with it. Like, it's so light. I'm getting so nervous about using it up, but I'm also excited because I love using stuff up. And then the brush the sponge I use is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. This is so good, you guys. I tried this in the past and I hated it, but they definitely reformulated the sponge and it's even softer than the Beauty Blender. Like, it's fantastic. I would recommend this over the Beauty Blender for sure. I have a Beauty Blender right now, but I don't even reach for it because I have this. I just love the shape of this because you'll see how I apply. Sorry, I just jostled you around. How I kind of smear this on my face. But I prefer to apply the Pro Glow with a dry sponge. Like, pretty much you always see, excuse me, people applying or wetting their sponges before using them, but I actually like using my sponges dry because the Real Techniques ones are just as soft when they're dry and you get better coverage. So what I do is I just take my Pro Glow and I put like a dollop like that. That's probably way too much, but we can deal with it. And I just kind of spread it like this, and I'm doing like downwards strokes. And I definitely saw Sam from Pixie Woo applying her foundation like this, and her and her sister are the ones that created this line of brushes and sponges and stuff. And honestly, since doing it in this way where you're kind of like spreading it with this flat part, it is like a game changer. Like, you can't really do that with the Beauty Blender. Like, you can basically do it, but it's not the same because it doesn't have this flat part. You can really get into like these inner eye areas. And so basically you're just like spreading it to make a layer. And I only ever do one layer of foundation because then you can just use concealer or something on top. But then what I do is I go around and I kind of like stipple with the flat edge still. I pretty much don't ever use any of the other parts of the sponge unless I'm traveling and need to use like the tip of this for under my eyes if I didn't pack like a under eye sponge, which I'll show you guys what I use for my under eyes. But this combination is just so nice, like the dry sponge with the Pro Glow, because to be honest, I didn't ever really appreciate the Pro Glow that much. I always preferred the matte, but I just really like a more like natural, not as obvious that you're wearing makeup look. Like, I still love makeup, but it's not, I don't want to look so overdone. So that just pretty much like evens out the skin tone to what I want. Like, it takes away the redness, but doesn't take away like every single aspect of what my skin actually looks like, because I don't want to look like a mannequin. Not on an everyday basis, like maybe for a fancy occasion or something, but this is perfect for just every day. Then for my under eyes, it all depends on like how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I'll use my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in #1. This has lasted me years. There's still so much product in here. Like, I would definitely say this is well worth the money because it does counteract blueness under my eyes. But if I use that, then I'll definitely use my NYX HD concealer, which is a really nice concealer. But if I just want brightness under my eyes, like whatever, maybe I'm a little dark under my eyes, but I got a shitload of sleep last night because it's Saturday, and in that case I just use my Rimmel Match Perfection. It's a 2-in-1 concealer and highlight. I use this shade 230 Fair/Light. And I'm almost done with this too. I have a backup of it because I don't want to be without it. Honestly, you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I have gone back and forth on whether to buy the YSL Touche Clot like a million times because I love that product. I love how fancy it is. I love the results of it. I've used so many sample like sheets that I have received and people have sent me over the years, but this does the same thing for me as the YSL Touche Clot, and this is a product I used to use in high school, in college, and now I'm using it again, and I don't know why I ever stopped. So I use these miniature Real Techniques complexion sponges. It's the same shape as the big one, but just much smaller and perfect for under eyes. So again, I use pretty much always the flat side and just kind of bounce it to spread out the product. And this also helps like clean up little edges from your eyeshadow and stuff, which is a nice bonus. This concealer, if you want coverage, this is not the concealer for you. But if you just want to brighten your under eyes, you should definitely look into this. Like, this is a super light coverage, but brightening concealer. And I just absolutely love it. Like, there's nothing about it I dislike. I love that it's in a squeezy tube. I love that it's so cheap. It's just wonderful. Okay, so that's pretty much what I do for my base on an everyday basis. And then my lips are so dry, so I add my Burt's Bees, which my boyfriend Michael got me obsessed with. I never used Burt's Bees before him, but he is like ride or die Burt's Bees. So we have Burt's Bees everywhere. Like, I have it at my bedside, his bedside, my vanity, my purse, my work bag, my my desk at work. Literally, it's everywhere. So I would definitely recommend Burt's Bees. Okay, now I usually do brows because like at this stage in the game, I'm like, oh my god, I look crazy because my brows aren't done. So the little combo that I've been doing that I've really been liking is using this NYX Micro Brow in taupe because I'm trying to use this up, and then layering on top of it the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It's a brow gel in Auburn. This is a really cool product. So I'll just quickly brush out my brows with the NYX, and I love this product. It's just that this color doesn't, I don't feel like it suits me very well just because it's a cool tone shade and I have reddish hair. So I just kind of go and fill in little sparseness. And usually I use a close-up, and then I'm also looking at my far away mirror to make sure that it looks right, because it could look amazing up close and then you look far away and you're like, what did I do to my face? Like, one little spot can make a huge difference on brows. So I do that just really quickly, and then I brush through them again. And I've been trying to like take more time to like pluck my brows lately just to make sure like underneath is clean, because that's like where I get most of the strays. So then this Maybelline product is so neat. I was looking for a Auburn brow gel from the drugstore. I'm trying to find drugstore alternatives to like anything I possibly can right now just to save the money if I can. So this is awesome. This is the brush. So it's like nothing on one side, and then all the product and these little combs are on this side. So I scrape off a lot of it on the edge of this product because there is fibers in here. So I already have like thick brows. I did not get this for the fibers. It literally was one of the only Auburn shades in the drugstore, and I loved this format of the brush. So I go very gently and carefully through my brows, extra lightly. And I don't dip it back in for my second brow. I just take what's left on the brush. And it just adds that little bit of red tone to my brows. And I don't find that it makes my brows like bushier or bigger because of the fibers, but I do scrape it off like I said, so I don't have very much product on the comb. But it holds them in place, which is nice. But the biggest reason that I even do brows is for the shade. Like, I want it to be more red so my eyebrows don't look gray next to my hair. So I would definitely recommend this, especially if you want an Auburn brow gel, but it's really hard to find affordable ones. Look into this. I don't think that this product would be for everyone, just because some people want a very precise brow, and I feel like this is better if you do have bigger brows, bushier brows, that you can like use this like paddle shape for. Like if you have very small brows, I don't know if that would really work. So this little combo has been really, really great for me. I really like it. Okay, the eyeliner isn't really bothering me that much, that it's kind of bigger in this area, so whatever. But mascara. So I got the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, which looks just like the Too Faced Better Than Sex, but it's honestly better than that. Better Than Sex? Holy shit, must be good. So, this is fantastic, and I did get the waterproof because I have a lot of problems with either transferring up to my brow bone, or a lot of my problem is transferring down under my lower lash line. So it has just like a bushy hourglass brush, and I absolutely love this. I think that this is such a fantastic mascara. I definitely think that if you like L'Oreal Voluminous, you would really like this mascara. And if you have been wondering about waterproof mascaras, this is the only one I've ever tried, but it's really, really good, and it definitely is waterproof. So I can vouch for its effectiveness, because when I tried that sample, it was like years ago, of the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof, it like smudged on me more than any normal mascara ever did. Like it was the dumbest waterproof mascara, and people like hype it up so much, it's so ridiculous. But I absolutely love this mascara. It gives me crazy volume just straight off the bat. Like, it's so good. It's just so good. There's nothing else to say about it other than it's so good. It does what people say it does, and it's not super expensive like a mascara from Sephora. The only thing I will say with waterproof mascara is if you're kind of like crazy like me when you apply your makeup and you get like smudges and stuff on your lids when you're applying mascara, you need to be very careful with this, because you can't remove like little smudges of waterproof mascara as easily as just water soluble mascaras. So I would just say take a little bit more care if you're kind of an insane person like myself. And also this brush is pretty big, so you have to be a little more careful with that. Also, I will say it definitely like makes your lashes like clumpy, which I like, but I know a lot of people don't like that. And sometimes it does clump them a little too much, but you just have to angle the brush a different way and you woo! Oh my gosh, this tripod is not working so well, but we're almost done. Okay. So we have pretty much everything done. Now we just have like cheeks and lips to do. So for cheeks, two tried and true products that I have just been using nonstop. The Becca Moonstone Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is just the best highlighter for my skin. So I just take an amount and then I put it on both cheeks before like really blending it. If you have like pale yellow undertone skin, this highlighter is just perfection for that like mixture of undertone and lightness of skin. It is so good. I can't use pretty much any of the other Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors because they're way too dark, like they're too deep on my skin tone. I'm so bummed because, well, I'm bummed and I'm not bummed about the Katie and Desi Dose of Colors collection. I absolutely am obsessed with them and I definitely wanted to support them, but one, I don't need any more makeup, and two, the highlighters look gorgeous, but there's no way those will ever work on light-skinned people, like ever. So, or like really fair-skinned people. So, if you have light skin, it is harder to find highlighters that don't look too dark, and I bet if you have really dark skin, it's hard to find highlighters that don't look too chalky. So this is just a really good highlighter if you have pale skin like me. Then for blush, I am obsessed with the NARS Deep Throat blush. I was obsessed with this last summer and I'm obsessed with it again. It's just the best. It gives me the exact color on my cheeks that I have always wanted. It's like the perfect peachy pink, and there's just nothing about it that I can complain about. Like, it's amazing. So I also like that it has a little bit of a sheen, so if I don't want to apply a highlighter certain days, like, it still looks a little bit glowy on my skin with just the blush. And I just love, I love it. I love everything about this. Okay. Then for lips, I do different things all the time, but I honestly really love this Bite Beauty, what is this called? Lush Lip Tint in Lychee. It's like a tinted lip balm. It barely looks like anything, but it just adds moisture and a little bit of like pink to your lips. Pretty much that's like it. And Michael likes when I don't really wear lipstick, so I like just recently learned that about him, that he prefers like a no lipstick kind of look. He just likes pretty much when I wear Burt's Bees, but I like to have a little bit of something, or like have something and blot it and then put like lip balm on top. Just really nice. So that is my current look that I love with pretty much all Rediscovered favorites. I love this look. I feel so me and I feel so pretty, and I just absolutely love it. It lasts really, really well throughout the day, and it's just easy, simple, and glowy. I'm in love with this look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for dealing with my interesting tripod situation, and I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.